Hello everybody, this is Gareth Cahoon Speaks back here with another video. I'd like you to hit the subscribe bar, give me a thumbs up if you like the video, or hit the notification bell to be notified when I post my next post. Or otherwise you can donate to my ministry and the charities that I support at garethcahoon3@gmail.com on PayPal. Ukraine's reinterment of alleged Nazi collaborator draws strong Israeli criticism, sparks new tensions. Yad Vashem is deeply troubled over reburial calls for respect for Holocaust victims. Amid ongoing diplomatic tensions between Ukraine and Israel in recent months, a state ceremony honouring a World War II era Nazi collaborator in Ukraine has drawn strong condemnations from Israel. On Monday, heightening tensions even further. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky presided over a ceremony marking the reinterment of the remains of a Ukrainian nationalist leader associated with an organisation that collaborated with Nazi Germany during World War II, fighting the Soviets in a bid for Ukrainian independence. The remains had been transferred from Luxembourg ahead of the ceremony. The event included full military honours along with a commemorative address by Zelensky, who referred to Andriy Minik and his wife Sofia Fidak Minik as iconic Ukrainians of the 20th century who are deeply respected according to the New York Times. Zelensky also posted the next writing, "Glory to every Ukrainian hero, glory to all our Ukrainian warriors, glory to our people." He added that he is grateful to everyone who has worked to make such to great returns of great Ukrainian figures possible and to give the Ukrainian people their own pantheon of heroes. The ceremony took place amid ongoing debate over Ukraine's approach to historical memory and national identity, particularly during its war with Russia. Supporters of such commemorations say they are part of efforts to strengthen national identity, while critics argue they serve to whitewash the darkest chapters of Ukrainian history. The Israeli Foreign Ministry said Israel regrets the decision to hold an official state reburial ceremony of leader Andriy Minik, who collaborated with the Nazis. There is no place for ignoring historical truth and the memory of the victims murdered by the Nazis and their collaborators. Israel's Yad Vashem Holocaust Memorial said in a post on X that it was deeply troubled by such national commemorations which come at the expense of historical truth and the memory of Holocaust victims. Honouring the leaders of a movement that supported and collaborated with Nazi Germany during the persecution and murder of the millions of Jews undermines the moral integrity essential to Holocaust remembrance, the statement read. The organisation of Ukrainian nationalists group led by Mink has been criticised for its ideology that showed affinities to fascism and the anti-Semitism of many of its members, who later splintered into a more moderate group led by Mink and a radical group led by Stefan Bandera, another Ukrainian nationalist hero who received official glorification in recent years, despite being responsible for the killing of tens of thousands of Jews in pogroms during the Russian Revolution. Andriy Minik participated in many of the most turbulent events of the first half of the 20th century, beginning with his service in the Ukrainian unit of the Austro-Hungarian army in World War I. During battles on the Eastern Front, he was captured by Russian Imperial Army and later escaped to join the army of the nascent Ukrainian People Republic during an abortive attempt to establish an independent Ukrainian state. Minik continued working towards this goal in various roles after the war ended and Ukraine was absorbed into the Soviet Union. As World War II approached, he took command of an armed Ukrainian partisan group that collaborated with Nazi Germany against the Soviet Union during the war. From early 1941 to late 1943, he was based in Berlin, where he coordinated activities of the partisan groups operating alongside the German army on the Eastern Front, while also lobbying the Nazi government to recognise its independent Ukrainian state. During this time, members of Monique's group were involved in anti-Jewish pogroms and collaborated with the Nazi regime for large parts of the war, including in the roundup of Jews as part of the Holocaust. However, in 1943, Minsk began to see that the USSR would defeat Nazi Germany and attempted to leave Berlin. He was captured by the Gestapo and sent to the Sachsenhausen concentration camp 22 miles north of Berlin, where he was held for several months. He was later brought back to Berlin in an attempt by the Nazis to pressure him into resuming his role, coordinating activities between Ukrainian partisan groups and the retreating German army. In early 1945, Minsk and some of his aides, along with Sophia and his mother, managed to leave Berlin and move west to surrender to advancing American forces. After the war, Minsk continued to lead Ukrainian diaspora communities until he died in 1964. He was buried in Luxembourg by his wife, who had long served as his secretary. In 1990, she died and was buried next to her husband. Last week, their remains were removed from the cemetery and transferred to Ukraine for reburial. And that's just what these Nazi criminals deserved: two burials. They needed to be shunned for the rest of their lives and to be made wear the yellow star for bad service. This is a complete and utter joke, and Vladimir Zelensky should be ashamed of himself. That's why Vladimir Zelensky is my scumbag of today. Shalom, Maranatha, and Hallelujah.